Greetings, I'm Professor K, and in this short video presentation, we're going to take a look at how we go about creating a virtual install of the latest version of Kali Linux using a Virtualbox. And though the installation procedure for creating a virtual install of Kali Linux using either Virtualbox or VMware remains the same, it is nice to see an updated video from time to time showing you the latest version for Virtualbox as well as the latest version for your Kali distribution. And though that doesn't mean a lot, it just tells you that you can go out to the Virtualbox download site and pick up the latest version of Virtualbox free of charge. So you can go out to the internet and you can just type in Virtualbox download inside of Google, or you can use the link that's inside of the lab file and it'll take you directly out to the download page for Virtualbox. Now currently I'm running Virtualbox 6.16 and there is an update for Virtualbox 6.18, so I'm going to go ahead and download it. And while you're here, you scroll on down just a little bit until you come to the Virtualbox 6.18 or whatever version of Virtualbox you have extension pack. Make sure you get a copy of that as well. So I've made sure that my current version of Virtualbox is closed or shut down. So I'm going to go over here to my downloads folder. I'm up here inside of Firefox and I'm going to find that Virtualbox package that I just downloaded for 6.18. Go ahead and double click it and the installation begins. I'm going to go ahead and just click next, click next, click next, and yes, and install. That's how easy it is. And the installation is just about done. And once this completes, we'll then just move on over to installing the extension pack for the latest version of Virtualbox that we just installed. Now, once the installation of Virtualbox does complete, you have the option to go ahead and launch. I'm going to go ahead and accept that option. Click Finish. Now that I have Virtualbox up and running, I can go over here to the Help about Virtualbox, and it tells me that I am running Virtualbox 6.1.18. Go ahead and close that out. And now that we have Virtualbox installed, the last thing we have to do is import the extension pack. Now to do this, you just go to File, and you go to Preferences. Over here in the left window pane, click on Extensions. I'm going to go ahead and remove the old one, and I'm going to add the new one. Now mine is saved to my desktop, so let's go ahead and find it. And here it is, Extension Pack 6.1.18. Just double click it, install it, agree to the terms. Now before you can do that, you have to scroll all the way through the terms. Once you've done that, you can click on the I agree button and the installation process begins. And then you get a message stating that it was installed successfully. Just click OK to that, click OK to the wizard, and you're done. We're now ready to move on with creating a virtual install of Kali Linux. So before we download this OVA file that we need for Kali so that we can import it into our Virtualbox installation, there's a couple things you need to understand. First, we're downloading the bare essentials when we download the OVA file. The download image we're about to download is version 2020.2, and that is the default image that everybody gets. Now, once we do the update and the upgrade, we should be at 2021.1. Once you get the full install of Kali downloaded, it's almost 9 gigs in size. So you can understand and you can appreciate why Offensive Security gives us a small default image of approximately 3.6 gigabytes to download as opposed to the entire package. Now there are many different download options up on the Offensive Security download site for Kali. You have to have access to the right one or you're going to get confused. First off, let's start by going to Google and typing in download Kali Linux. Now any site that is labeled as Kali or Offensive Security pretty much is going to take you to the same download site. So I'm going to click on this first link here. That's going to take us out to the Kali.org download site, which is actually owned by Offensive Security. So as soon as you come to this download page, you see a couple of different options. One of them is for virtual machines. Go ahead and click on that tile. That's going to scroll you on down to where you come to virtual machines. Just scroll down just a little bit and you're going to come to an option for either 64-bit or 32-bit. I want 64-bit because that's the architecture that I have on my host machine. Now over here you see where it says Virtualbox. That is the OVA file we want to download. Now there's a couple of different ways you can download it. You can do a direct download or you can use a torrent. I don't recommend doing a torrent download because all I got with it was corrupted files. So I'm going to choose the option for direct download. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to copy the link just like that. Now I'm going to go to my download manager. My download manager is up and running. I'm just going to go to my taskbar, click on it. And once I click on the plus sign, you're going to see that the free download manager located the download link inside of my clipboard and pulled it in. All I have to do now is just say OK. On this next page, you can select the download location to save your OVA file. Remember where you save it because you're going to have to know where to go get it when you need to import it into Virtualbox. Go ahead and click on the download option when you're ready. That begins the download option. Now you're going to see that the time for the download of this OVA file, even though it is approximately 3.72 gigabytes in size, doesn't take very long over a high-speed internet connection. But if you've got a slow high-speed internet connection, then you're going to need something like the free download manager to manage that download just in case you get disconnected. If you do get disconnected using the free download manager, it will pick up right where you left off when you restart the download. And so once my OVA file for Kali Linux for Virtualbox has completed its download, I can close out my free download manager and I'm going to open up Virtualbox. Now once we're up here inside of Virtualbox, we're just going to go to File and we're going to go to Import Appliance. Now on this first screen, just browse on over to where you saved your downloaded OVA file by clicking on this folder icon. I'm going to go up to my ISO images here and I'm going to find my OVA file that I just downloaded, and there it is. Now all I have to do is just double click it. Now I'm going to scroll on down here and we bring this up a little bit and I'm going to click Next. I'm going to go ahead and accept all the defaults and I'm going to import. Now I have to agree to the terms of usage and I'm going to click on the Agree button and the import process begins. And after just a few minutes, the importation completes and we're able to launch our installation of Kali Linux from the left window pane of our Virtualbox. So I'm going to go ahead and launch this. The new username and password for the latest version of Kali is Kali, and the password is Kali, all lowercase. Now I'm going to go ahead and log on as root, and I'm going to use my password of Tor, and I'll show you how I did that in just a moment. Now that we have our Kali desktop, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the settings we might want to configure. You may not like that new checkered background that you get with the latest version of Kali. If you want to change it, just right click on the desktop anywhere, go to Desktop Settings, and here you can select a different background. Another thing you may want to disable is the log off for inactivity after 5 minutes. To do that, you're going to go over here to the power button, going to click on that, you're going to go to Settings, and from here you're going to click on Display, and you're going to move all of the sliders all the way over to the left to where it says Never, Never, Never. Underneath Security, make sure that you have this set to 5 seconds. Uncheck the box, Lock Screen when system is going to sleep. Now your system will not log you off after 5 minutes of inactivity. Now if you would like to log on as root as opposed to logging on just as Kali, which is a default user, you can just change the password for root, and I'll show you how to do that. First thing let's go ahead and change the font here by zooming in a little bit. To log on as root, I'm just going to type in the following: sudo space passwd for password, and I'll just hit enter. Then it's going to want your new password. I'm just going to type in my existing password. I'll hit enter. I'll type in my new password one more time, and it tells me that my password updated successfully. Now you'll be able to log on as root. To update Kali, you have to have the correct network settings. So we can go up to Devices, we can go to Network, Network Settings, and you're going to have to change it over from whatever you're using to NAT network or bridged adapter. Now I prefer NAT network. That seems to work best. Go ahead and say OK. Now there are 3 update commands that I like to run. There's update, upgrade, and distribution upgrade. Now you can link all 3 of these commands together using 2 ampersigns like so. And then I can type in app-get space upgrade. Then I can type in 2 more ampersigns and I can type in app-get space dist-upgrade. But I'm going to go ahead and do this one at a time. Here I found that I had an AMD 64 package waiting for me, and I've already downloaded that. That's good to go. Next I can do an upgrade, and lastly, if I want to proceed, I'll say yes. I'll type in Y and hit enter. As you can tell, the upgrade is related to the update that I just downloaded. It's all part of the AMD 64 package that I downloaded earlier. On this screen here, I'm just going to move my selection on over to yes. Do not prompt me for restarts or upgrades. Go ahead and do it automatically. Now the next command we need to run is the distribution upgrade command. So I've typed in app-get space dist-upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. Ask me if I want to continue. I'll type in Y for yes and hit enter. Now the last thing we want to do is remove any old packages that are no longer needed. This is going to help keep Kali running smoothly, and the old packages may get it confused, so it's always good to go ahead and remove what's no longer needed. So I've typed in app-auto remove. Ask me if I want to continue. I'll type in Y for yes. And so again, regardless if it's a major update or just a minor update with your Kali installation, the installation process using Virtualbox remains the same, remains constant throughout. It's not going to change. So if you got any questions or you got any concerns about anything we just covered in this video, don't hesitate to reach out, contact your instructor, and I'll see you in my next video.